What if having more money doesn't automatically make you wealthy? What if accumulation without activation leaves people empty no matter how much they have? And what if true wealth requires healing, infrastructure, and access for all? In today's Generational Rhodium, we're closing this series by asking a deeper question. Are you building wealth or just hoarding currency? Great awakening, magnificent people. Thank you so much for joining the Generational Rhodium. It is the media and healing branch of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, Peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm dedicated to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. Before we get into this magnificent, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. By doing this, it allows this magnificent information to get to those that it is needed to. This episode is our closing and final episode of the newsletter series, Beyond the Bag, Investing in Community, Not Just Capital. Now let's get into this magnificence. We've been taught to accumulate, save more, earn more, protect more, but rarely are we taught how to activate the wealth. Currency is stored potential. Let's even look at that word, currency. Now, if you break it down, current, what is a current? It is something that has to flow. So if you just keep it stored, how is it going to flow? Wealth is living energy. It has to move. There's so many different studies that have confirmed this. It was a Harvard Business School study in 2010 that found that people who spent money on others reported significantly higher well-being than those who spent it just on themselves. More money didn't create fulfillment. Meaningfulness, it circulated, and that created fulfillment. The American Psychology Association reported that chronic financial fear, even among high earners, it correlates with anxiety, insomnia, and persistent sense of insecurity. Does any of that align with any of you? Are you making money, but can't go to sleep at night? Always thinking? Always worried? This lets you know that hoarding currency does not create safety. It amplifies fear. And many people who appear wealthy are still operating from survival. From the outside looking in, everyone thinks everyone with money is just so happy. Are they? Look a little deeper if you can. Because we must be honest with ourselves. Hoarding is not always greed. It's often trauma. There was a study, a behavioral decision-making study, that found that scarcity conditioning reduced long-term planning and increased fear-based decision-making, regardless of the actual resources. So when money feels unsafe, people cling. When identity is rooted in survival, currency becomes a shield. But wealth is not meant to be hoarded. It is meant to be a bridge to connect you to all the things that you seek to do, all the connections that you seek to have, all the love that you want to circulate. We need to shift this mindset. Wealth is not just what you hold, it's what you activate. Activation, what does that mean? Break that down. Money circulating with intention. There's a difference between just moving money around and moving money in a way that it serves you and others. It supports resources. It heals. It grows. It creates a foundation where a capital building is people-based too, and not just accounting. Let's expand this definition of community. Community is not only where you live. It is also who you build with, who you trust, and who shares vision and values with you. Your community is an ecosystem. It's an ecosystem that thrives through circulation. Now that circulation can be a circulation of trust, a circulation of accountability, a circulation of wealth, a circulation of knowledge, a circulation of collaboration, a circulation of love, a circulation of being there, a circulation of all the things that you need to have a strong foundation. That's what an effective ecosystem does. It builds upon each other. Each level is healing, is growing, is loving, is expanding the next level. It's not one level eating from the other, and then there's no more for anything else. It is a system. Systems work together. They intertwine together. They branch off and create other magnificence together. Let's imagine something. Let's imagine it was two different people. The first person has money, but they hoard it. They just trust others. They avoid contributions. They fear loss. Their life feels tight, isolated, incomplete. They have currency, but no peace. But do they have currency if they holding it? Staying with them, that's not flowing. They have money. Because the currency ain't currenting. Let's look at the second person. They invest in healing, education, shared infrastructures, access to others. Their money moves, their community strengthens, their identity is stabilizes. They feel whole, perfect, and complete. They feel whole, perfect, and complete because they're surrounded by community that loves them, that feeds them, that nourishes them, that allows them to grow and thrive. That's the difference between accumulation and activation. Let's center ourselves and take a quick breathing exercise of 4, 4, 4. 4. That's a box. Oh goodness. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. Now while we're doing this, I'm going to say some affirmations. Now let's get into this. Inhale, I activate my wealth with intention. Hold, I trust aligned circulation. Exhale, I release fear and isolation. Hold, I choose collective strength. Round 2, I activate my wealth with intention. Hold, I trust aligned circulation. Exhale, I release fear and isolation. Hold, I choose collective strength. Last time, I activate my wealth with intention. Hold, I trust aligned circulation. Exhale, I release fear and isolation. Hold, I choose collective strength. Ooh, let it sit in. How does it feel? Let's move on. There was a study done by the University of Berkeley on pro-social behavior. It found that a contribution and cooperation increase the nervous system regulation for long-term well-being. Wealth is not just financial. It is psychological, it is structural, and it is relatable. To shift from hoarding currency to building wealth will heal the fear we create, the container we have, and we will invest beyond ourselves and activate. I want to give you some tangible tools that will help you put this into practice. Have a wealth inventory. With this wealth inventory, you need to ask yourself, where is my money sitting? Now, when I'm saying sitting, it doesn't just mean like in bank accounts and in loans and not loans, but in bonds, in gold and precious metals, rhodium, in stocks. Where is it sitting within you? Are you in fear of losing it? Are you in fear that if you don't have it any longer, you won't be as amazing as you are? That you won't have the friends that you have? Now, if that is a situation, those not your friends. Get you some new friends. Be alone till you find some who is there for you. Another question we can ask is, where is it flowing? Where does that money flow? Does it flow to community? Does it flow to things that heal you, nourish you, feed you? Or does it flow to things you feel like you must do? That can be from programming, from how we were raised, programming from how we understand life, programming of a system that we've been living in our whole life, telling us what is right and what is wrong, instead of us actually sitting and understanding what is right and what is wrong within us and making those decisions. The last one is, where is it healing? Does it heal you? Does it heal others? Does it invest in others? Does it love on others? Does it pay for things that allow you to feel whole, perfect, and complete? Like, does it feed to your hobbies? Or does it just sit because you're afraid to lose it? Number 2 is an activation allocation. Now, this is designed where portions are set aside for present stability, collective growth, and future legacy. So you have different pots. And in these different pots, you allocate a little bit of funds. And that's the activation allocation, because you're activating these different pots that you have set aside. Next is community mapping. That's when you identify who you are building with, not just who you transact with. Who is in your community? Who do you build in your community around you? For me, it's a very difficult question because I've lived in so many different places. So my community is so vast. I don't have a community that just lives where I am. My community is throughout the world. And so when I have a community that is so expansive, I definitely use it in a different way. It shows up to me in different patterns, in different ways, and it serves me in different patterns and different ways. So as a result, my community serves me so well because I've created a system of beings who fill my cup, not deplete it. Number 4 is a healing check-in. This is when you ask yourself regularly, what fear am I protecting? What fears am I protecting? This is what I talked about in that previous episode about looking at your inner self, not just your inner child, because some traumas that we have in our life have happened to us in our adulthood. Some traumas that we have in our life might have been a pattern that started as a child, but continued as we grew and became adults. But we never took the time to look at that pattern. We never took the time to look at that issue. We never took the time to be self-reflective of that. Heal that, love that, give it the energy that it needs to grow and nourish and be whole and perfect and complete and not defeat it. And we repeat these cycles, we repeat these things over and over and over, not because we don't want to, not because we just consistently want to ask ourselves, why does this keep happening to me? It keeps happening because we're not healing it. We're not healing it. We're not releasing it. We're not letting it go. We're not learning the lesson. We have to heal ourselves. We have to release energy that doesn't serve us. It is not for us, and it never was. So check in with yourself. What fear am I protecting? And what trust am I being invited into? Currency can be hoarded. Wealth must be activated. True wealth is whole, regenerative, shared, and it's about moving the currency, allowing it to flow, allowing it to be free. So it's not just money, it is what it is. It's the currency. It's about remembering that we rise together, not alone. Now let's close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and spirit. Build the wealth that is your birthright. Live in full prosperity, love unconditionally, and be in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and I am so grateful for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until next time, peace, love, and light. Thank you. Magnificent people, if this message resonated with you, don't just watch, engage, like, comment, subscribe, and join the community where we're building healing and wealth together. Peace and love.